But be with all that. Okay, let's go. Be with all that. Yeah. Be with all that. Ceito. Be with all that. I got real ancestors running my shit chain free. They done made it to where I know I can go chain free. They try to lock my body, but my mind gon' go chain free. My system, bro, chain free. We bumpin', bro, chain free.
Grew up around bricks and stones, niggas was throwing those sticks and stones. Picked up footwork quick, was dancing around restricted zones. And that's on both sides of the coin, still had to flip it though. Still had to talk away, so I walk away on my tippy toes. I definitely gotta speak away to take the piece away from a trigger finger, I was Thibodeau. A few times I was Blake Griffin, I'm pick and roll, that was something else. Did turn out something else. Backbone didn't front a lot, look back on my telephones in high school, that was something else. 10 toes when I'm winning a lot, 10 toes when the rain fall, when the snow fall, when
we with it. We with it. We with it. We with it. You already know. And we with all that. We with all that. We with all that. Shout out to everybody that's joining the live. It's Ceito, the spirit coach, getting you in shape and form for the new age yet again. Okay? Where the whistle, because we ain't official without the motherfucking whistle. And I'm blessing everybody in. All right, so today we're going to talk about the motherfucking Saturn Retrograde, because you need to know that your ass is in an obstacle course, okay? That's what we dealing with right now. We dealing with some obstacle course energy. And when Saturn go retrograde, that's what we going to deal with, you know what I'm saying? Especially depending on what house it's in. So right now, it is in the motherfucking 11th house. It's actually where the moon is at today, right? In Aquarius. So when we dealing with obstacle course energy, this is old motherfucking Saturn energy coming back. Now, what is Saturn? Boundaries, restrictions, limitations, okay, capabilities. Okay, so all this shit is retrograding and coming back on your motherfucking ass to test if you've been an individual, you know what I'm saying, and if you have limits to your motherfucking individuality, your motherfucking fixed air, and how you associate yourself, you know what I'm saying, because we all deal with these energies regardless, you know what I'm saying. We all got an 11th house, you know what I'm saying. The 11th house is like the shin area or whatever, but you know, it plays out in multiple ways in our realm of reality and shit like that, you know what I'm saying. But for the most part, when you got shins and shit like that, this is like the foundation, and now this foundation can operate, you know what I'm saying, with a certain individualistic view and motherfucking be able to float around, you know what I'm saying. So if motherfucking Capricorn is the nighttime of the motherfucking plans of Saturn and shit like that, and you know what I'm saying, the motherfucking blueprint, then motherfucking Aquarius gonna make sure that shit get out and get done. So when this all is retrograde, that's what we dealing with. We dealing with heavy obstacle course energy. Shout out Carlo Razzi Sippin'. Shout out Muso H999. Shout out G Loves Plants. Okay, you know what I'm saying. So Saturn retrograde in Aquarius is the obstacle course. Okay, that's the obstacle course that we dealing with as the motherfucking team. And as the motherfucking spiritual neighborhood, we coming together and discussing this shit and associating this shit. And you know what I'm saying, making sure that we all got some individuality, because it ain't no time to deal with the old world no more. We in a whole new world. So we got to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, now that we breaking free from certain programs and shit like that, that we can actually have the ingenuity to move forward with those things. And you know what I'm saying, make them realistic and not get too far off, not get too far lost and shit like that. But for the most part, that we making that shit realistic and relatable and shit like that in some way, shape, or form. And how we do that is come together with our soul group and our spirituality and make that shit work. You feel me? Let me fix the motherfucking chain gang. All right, you know, now we spinning, now the chakras is spinning. All right, so yeah, let's get on task, right? So, you know, we got the moon in Aquarius, so we react and responding to fixed air, being fixated on our own way of thinking and communicating, you know what I'm saying, reality and structure and how things are how we want to feel secure, you know what I'm saying, on a mental aspect, and doing that in a unique and original way, you know what I'm saying, so that motherfucking individuality can be seen as unique, but amongst others in some way. So this is association. So that's why Aquarius deal with associations and shit like that. So where the how that's going to look is where the sun is at, and the sun is currently in Gemini. Okay, so you know what I'm saying. Gemini is mutable air, being mutable to your own and other ways of thinking. Okay, so this is like we're taking that Aquarius and we want to associate. How that looks is broad. You know what I'm saying. How that looks is just communicating our ideas. How that looks, that's how it looks. So we associating broad thoughts. You feel me? All right. And so we're gonna get into we got a gift to do this. So don't try not to bog yourself down. You know what I'm saying? While this is in transition in Aquarius, on trying to make it make sense in reality a little bit too much. Right now, for the next 3 days, you have access to communicate, just to communicate, whether it makes sense or not. And sometimes you need to do that so you won't be so airheaded, so you can be lighter and communicate those thoughts that can give you a broad perspective. And that's what we dealing with when we got Moon in Aquarius and Sun in Gemini. All right, so Moon trine Sun, this is the gift of seeing your emotions. So we got to get to see our emotions right now. You know what I'm saying? So a spotlight on our feelings. You know, we paying attention to how we feel. You got the gift to pay attention to how you feel and shit like that. And based on how you pay attention to how you feel is what you might act out in some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? Attention just adds more of. So you know what I'm saying? Make sure you're giving attention to good feelings right now, especially because we have the gift to give attention to feelings, you know what I'm saying, based on the Moon trine Sun and shit like that. Then we got Moon trine Mercury. This is communicating past feelings. So, you know, based on this Mercury retrograde, which I will do that in a couple of days because we got Mercury retrograde and motherfucking Gemini, and this is, you know, so right now we dealing with the obstacle course, you know what I'm saying? The Saturn retrograde in Aquarius is the obstacle course, okay? Because we dealing with boundaries and restrictions and limits, but you supposed to been training, you know what I'm saying, for this obstacle. Well, you supposed to train right now for this obstacle course and shit like that. So when it come to the point where, you know, Saturn go direct again, you'll be already mentally prepared. You already be, you know what I'm saying, your spaceship will already be prepared for that shit. So right now it's the obstacle course to kind of, okay, you seen these shits before, but make sure you know what I'm saying, you keeping it, you know, you keeping it tight. You keeping healthy boundaries, you keeping healthy restrictions, you keeping healthy limits and shit like that. So that way, you know, you won't get swept under the rug somewhere. And then we got the motherfucking Mercury retrograde, which is the Mercury retrograde, which is the mental exercise and shit like that. So that's the other end of this, you know what I'm saying, this retrograde. So we got the obstacle course right now, where you gotta physically do some shit in reality, and then we got the mental exercise where you catching all past thoughts, all past, you know what I'm saying, mentalities and shit like that right now. And now you just gotta be mentally, you gotta do the mental exercise so you can be on course as well. All right, and so that's what we're gonna do, you know what I'm saying? Spiritual neighborhood. I am CeitoLLC, the spirit coach, and so I'm getting all of us in shape and form, myself included. We all in this together. Yeah. All right, so yeah. So like I said, later on I'm gonna cover the Mercury, the mental exercise. But right now we're doing the obstacle course, which is the Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. And so let me finish running down these alignments, and we're gonna get into those houses. All right. So we got Moon trine Venus. So this is so Moon trine Mercury. That's what I left off at. So that's communicating past feelings. So so right now you could be communicating, you know, past feelings or thinking about past feelings. All right. And that's going to be that little mental exercise that you're going to have to do based on you know what I'm saying, and where you want to have spiritual strength to travel in life. Moon trine Venus. This is feeling comfortable with relating. So we all feel comfortable. We all got the gift and access to feel comfortable with relating and shit like that. Now relating, it's based on how deep you want to relate and shit like that. So you can relate, you know what I'm saying? You can feel comfortable relating something deeply, or you can feel comfortable relating something broad. It's up to you, you know what I'm saying? Because Moon in Aquarius, you know, so that modality is already in a far out individualistic way, but it also deals with reality. Shout out to 1515, the queen. Shout out Universal Buddy. Shout out everybody that's in her. Then we got Moon conjunct Mars. This is misunderstanding passions right now. So we might misunderstand we might misunderstand our passions at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Our passions might look like they don't make sense right now. You know what I'm saying? Our passions, we don't even know what the fuck, you know? But for the most part, misunderstanding always leads to understanding, especially when you can jump into it and take initiative. Mars conjunct Saturn. This is filling previous restrictions. Okay, so this is part of the obstacle course. So, you know, we feeling previous restrictions right now due to Saturn being retrograde and shit like that. Previous limitations coming back to test our, you know what I'm saying, test us in some way, shape, or form, in some magnitude. And so that's how we can feel these previous restrictions in that obstacle course of Saturn retrograde. Moon sextile Chiron, this is an opportunity to make mistakes, you know what I'm saying? So there's easy opportunity to make mistakes right now. You know what I'm saying? It's an opportunity, but you got to take the opportunity to take opportunity. Every opportunity ain't to be taken. You get what I'm saying? Moon conjunct North Node, this is misunderstanding the spiritual path right now. So we might be misunderstanding our spiritual path. Okay? Okay? All right. Saturn retrograde, which was the theme. This is the obstacle course. Okay? So let's get into it. Hold on, let me get this motherfucker. All right. So Saturn retrograde, this is the obstacle course, you know what I'm saying? Obstacle courses always come with some type of limits and shit. Obstacle courses always coming, you know what I'm saying? You ain't think you have to, if you're not aware of no astrology or something, you might think, why am I dealing with this again? Why is this coming back? Well, it's in the sky. So, you know what I'm saying? So Saturn is bringing back those boundaries, you know, past boundaries and restrictions and limits and shit, and making sure, you know what I'm saying, you either set up the obstacle course for yourself, you know what I'm saying, or you motherfucking be on someone else's obstacle course. So, you know, make sure you setting up the obstacle course for yourself. You know what I'm saying? We dealing with past boundaries, past restrictions, past structures, incapabilities to test if you're going to be able to make it past this motherfucker. Okay? So it's going to bring this back in the 11th house, which is fixed air. Okay? Being fixated on your own way of thinking and communicating. What do you communicate? Reality, Saturn, boundaries, limits, restrictions, responsibility, okay? Originality, uniqueness, okay? And then change, rebellion, opposition, because we got motherfucking Uranus there, okay? So, you know, is you real? Is you really about it? Is you about it? About it? All right? But that's how that shit play out, you know what I'm saying? Be about it. Be about it. Be about it. Okay? First house, if you got Saturn retrograde, if you got the obstacle course in your first house, this is what it's going to bring for you. You know what I'm saying? An obstacle course is going to bring personal limitations, you know what I'm saying, coming back. So Saturn is going to make you recalculate your personal space or restrict what you're personally into based on, you know what I'm saying, another person, place, or thing, you know what I'm saying? So make sure you're not really restricting what you personally into, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you recalculating, reorganizing. Saturn is also organizing. So make sure you're organizing and shit like that, and making sure, you know what I'm saying, you can have some type of motherfucking, you know, structure and shit like that, because that's good. That's how shit get done. That's how shit get real. All right. Second house, this is past restricting. This is the past restricting. This is past restricting values. So this is how the motherfucking obstacle course gonna look for you. So you have either past restricting values, people, places, and things you value, or past restricting self-esteem in your motherfucking life. Okay. So Saturn is going to use somebody as a vessel to come and trigger those motherfucking that motherfucking obstacle course and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to have to look at this motherfucker and see if this shit is going to be something you can utilize to get you from point A to point B. All right. Third house, this is past limits in your surroundings, okay? So you might even have a person, place, you know what I'm saying, that make you get ideas. Like you should like you should limit your interactions or your mentality or some shit like that based on you having a third house. Now this is a trine, but that don't mean necessarily trines is always good. You know what I'm saying? Trines can play out negative in a certain aspect, and in this aspect, it could play out like that if you got Gemini in the third house to the point where you're limiting you know what I'm saying, your mentality based on people being too chaotic, and which is sometimes that's good, you know what I'm saying, but sometimes it's not. You know, simple as that. All right. Fourth house. This is past restrictions with emotions or family. So, you know, watch out for this. You know what I'm saying? This is what an obstacle course gonna come to you to see if you actually created some healthy boundaries and you know what I'm saying, restrictions. So one of your family members might get used by Saturn to restrict what you're caring about, and throw all types of responsibilities in your face. And because you care about these, that might be the misunderstanding. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that's a conjunction, so you might not know how to go about that. If you got Aquarius retrograde Saturn, aka the obstacle course, and your fourth house, that's how that shit might play out. Fifth house. This is past limits on expressions coming back. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you might feel the obstacle course might make you feel like, oh, it ain't no need to do this and shit again. I always get hit with this type of energy. I can't even express myself. I can't even have fun and enjoy myself because, goddamn, man, this obstacle, you know what I'm saying? Dude, that's the energy you're going to have all the way into October, you know what I'm saying, until, you know, you learn how to, you know, use this motherfucking energy. This is an opposite, you know what I'm saying, because Leo, fifth house opposes the 11th house, you know what I'm saying? So we do have the Aquarius in the fifth house. So those oppositions, you know, but this obstacle course, you know, either you're going to have strength and go through it and make shit look fly, you know what I'm saying? Be realistic about that shit or not. Sixth house, this is past work restrictions or health issues that restricted you before coming back. Okay. So, you know, be careful because I know you got the health, you know what I'm saying? If you got Aquarius in the sixth house, there could be health issues coming back or just past work coming back and shit like that. Or you feeling like you got too much to do, or you just manifesting, you just want to do everything. You want to be detailed. You want to be you getting too much. You know what I'm saying? The obstacle course is too much for you. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, if you got this shit, then you already know what it's hidden for. So you already can actually, you know what I'm saying? You already participate in this energy on your own time. And so therefore, you already have some type of familiarity with this energy. So it depends on how you utilize it for you. You know what I'm saying? Organize your shit. You know, but nonetheless, it's coming back. You know, shout out Elemental 8 Soul for joining the Esoteric Huddle. Seventh house, this is past restrictions in relationships. You know what I'm saying? So past things that made sense of your relationship might come back and shit to the point where you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I said seventh house. Yeah, so this is past restrictions in relationships. So yeah, past things that made sense in your relationships might come back, you know what I'm saying, as an obstacle course to try to throw you off and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Past things that you may relate it to once before. This could be a relationship to anything, a person, place, or thing, you know what I'm saying? And then it might give you this feeling like, you know, I shouldn't, you know, just fly like a bird, you know what I'm saying? These things, you know, you might be holding on to too much. So don't hold on to too much. This is what an obstacle course coming in your life. Seventh house. Aquarius in the eighth house. This is past desires holding you back. Okay, so you can have like past desires or past deep issues or past, you know, things that you know held as secrets coming back, you know what I'm saying, held down, you know, based on, you know, you wanting to be too restricted, you wanting to be too restricted, you not wanting to make sense out of it. For the most part, you not wanting to let that go. But for the most part, it's coming back as an obstacle course for you to determine how you want to go about it. Ninth house, this is past morals or education restrictions and shit like that. So this is what an obstacle course is coming in your life, okay? Ninth house is what obstacle course is coming in your house. I'm sorry. You know, don't be too smart for your own good, you know what I'm saying? Past things that you thought was right, that you thought was morally right, you know, past education that you thought was that, you know what I'm saying, that made sense to you before coming back. People trying to use your morals against you type of vibes, you know, that's where that's coming back for you. That's what an obstacle course is coming back for you. 10th house, past restrictions on your business and status. So you might attract past restrictions and limits on your business and shit like that. You know, if it ain't a one thing, it's another type of energy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do this. You gotta do this, and we all experiencing all these energies. You know, to some extent. Right, I'm already for sure y'all can vouch. Y'all probably experience every one. You know, that's because we on the motherfucking astrological clock. But nonetheless, the area you got this highlighted in is what house you have Aquarius in. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's gonna play out more so in a more conductive aspect through your vessel. You know what I'm saying? Through your houses, your house system, your Aries through motherfucking Pisces and shit like that. And it's going to have an effect on your motherfucking being. And based on it affecting your being, you know what I'm saying? That's the area it's going to affect you at. All right. Then we got past 11th house. This is past limits on associating and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Past the limits on associating yourself. You know, try not to make sure don't nobody throw dirt on your name at this point of time and shit like that, because people can't be on that, you know what I'm saying, just trying to hold you back, or somebody's side talking you, or somebody trying to, you know what I'm saying, step on your toes. So just be careful with that if you got it in an 11th house. All right. Then 12th house. This is past restrictions on dreams and shit. So this is where the obstacle course is coming back to see if you really the dreamer that you choose to, that you want to be, and that you are, and that you feel you are. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, make sure that you pass in these motherfucking obstacle courses. And I know all y'all can do it. I know all y'all can do it. We can all pass these obstacle courses and live the motherfucking life that we supposed to live. All right, and that is the house system for Saturn in retrograde. Now, let me do an overview, because we do have some alignments with this Saturn retrograde that we could use as well to motherfucking juice this up. All right, you know what I'm saying? Work it out, work it out. Shout out, Boss Baby Jess. Work it out, work it out, work it out. Straightening, get some straightening, right? Get some goddamn straightening. You know what I'm saying? What we're doing is right now is looking what we have access to, and it really don't look like we got any access to really much anything far as sextiles and trines right now, right? We don't really got no sextiles and trines with this shit, you know what I'm saying? Right now we got the moon conjunct, so we able to feel this right now, you know what I'm saying? We can be able to feel this, but as far as anything that we can actually, you know what I'm saying, use, and I don't know about that, you know what I'm saying? We can use Saturn square Uranus, you know what I'm saying? But that's only learning about your individuality a little more. But everything else is like a misunderstanding, opposite type of, oh, wait, my bad, y'all. We do have a trine with motherfucking Gemini right now. So you know what I'm saying? You can definitely use this trine with this Gemini energy, okay? So that means be lighter about this shit, you know what I'm saying? Be lighter about these restrictions in some way, shape, or form, you know what I'm saying? Go to a lighter aspect about these restrictions that you dealing with and shit like that, aka Sun and Gemini. So whatever house you got motherfucking Saturn in, you can actually use the house you got Gemini in to help you, you know what I'm saying, transmute these hurdles in this obstacle in some way, shape, or form. And then not only that, we got Mercury and Gemini too. So yeah. So, you know, that is the motherfucking deal. Marcy calling me. What's up, Marcy? What up, man? Hey, shout out Reiki to Energy. What's up, dawg? I love your video. I love the breathing videos. I be doing them shits every time I see them. And yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all look into y'all motherfucking Gemini houses right now with this retrograde. That's what you can be using, you know, to kind of lighten your load in a sense. You know, we got an easy access with that energy. So for instance, if you got Gemini, if you got Aquarius in the second house, likely you'll have Gemini in the sixth house, I want to say, or sixth house. Sixth house, right? Yeah, sixth house. So you know what I'm saying, yo. So I'm gonna do a whole nother video on how to do that shit, because I don't want to. I don't want this video to be that long. But yeah. So this is the obstacle course, Saturn retrograde. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that y'all all prepared, all ready, spaceships ready. You know, you getting in shape and form. Be ready for these obstacles. Be ready for these obstacles. Okay? So we can get some straightening going on. All right? Get y'all ass in the game.